Hello and welcome to our pre-E3 video where we are getting hyped for the biggest expo of the year. E3 is really close now and we're going to be covering the press conferences and what we expect to see from them. They are going to be held on Monday the 10th of June, which is pretty close. And to round off this video, we're going to be talking about our most anticipated game and what game we want to see announced. So we're going to start off with the conferences, starting with Microsoft.
Yeah, that's right. Microsoft got first, and they recently showed off the Xbox, but we felt they talked too much about the entertainment side, didn't they? So hopefully for this conference, they spend a lot more on the games and not too much about entertainment. Hopefully they've done all that. Don't you think?
I would definitely say so, yeah. Too much about the TV, not enough about the games. Everyone's expecting a lot on the game side of E3 now, so hopefully they do delve into that quite a lot.
Yeah, and hopefully they show us a lot more of what the system can actually do. I don't think they delved deep enough last time. It was a lot about how you move with Kinect, but hopefully they actually show us more of the dashboard and what they've changed there, things like that, and also it's what it's capable of with the games.
I'd like to see the Xbox hands-on as well. I want to see it turned on, I want to see the dashboard, I want to see them actually use it on the stage, not just showing us a video on the screen. I actually want to see it working. I think that's what a lot of people want to see as well. It's the same with the PS4 as well. People want to see that working because that's going to sway the decision to buy it or not, isn't it? You want to see it working. So,
and hopefully also they show why Kinect 2.0 is better. Kinect, I don't think Kinect's great anyway, but maybe show what's different about this one from the last one, why it makes games better, which is going to be really hard. And hopefully they don't spend too much time about casual games, dance, sports games, maybe something unique.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
I mean, what they showed in Splinter Cell Blacklist, and quite a while back now, they showed how you could use voice commands to do this and that, to tell your character to do certain things. And I think if they use that on more modern games, then I think that'd be quite good to show off. But we'll have to see where they move with it.
Yeah, so a bit of the Kinect, but not a lot of it, because I don't know. Maybe they should really show that through advertising more than this conference.
Yeah, I think they should maybe show it off on the stage a little bit, but don't go into it too much. And I think one of the best ways to show it is, instead of having a demo that could fail, have a trailer that is going to show off in a better way. So,
but what Microsoft really need to do for this conference is just talk about games, loads more about games, and hopefully a lot of it is about their exclusives and their new IPs. I know they've got about 8 IPs, new IPs they need to announce, which hopefully they're original, they're not generic like Kinect Sports, and that they keep improving there, because PlayStation are ahead of them when it comes to exclusives. So they really need to improve that if they're going to be contending with PlayStation, because we already know that PlayStation's going to have loads of exclusives already, but Microsoft's exclusives need to be really good. They need a new Halo, a game that's as big as Halo, but it's a different IP.
Yeah, they need a brand new big brand to actually stick into the audience and say, this is our new one, this is going to beat Sony all over. That's what people want to see. That's what I wouldn't mind seeing.
For the last few years, it's just been a new Halo game, a new Gears game, and then a few exclusives for Alan Wake, and a few games here and there. But they need something really big that they're going to push. That is their new big exclusive.
Yeah.
So once Microsoft has done that and actually shown us those games, then they really need to clear the air on this recent news that's been put out on used games and DRM, don't you think?
I mean, a lot of people are saying how used games you would have to pay, the full amount to actually play the game. So if price and rumours are true about paying £90 or $90 or whatever towards a game, if you have to pay that full amount to actually play a used game, are people actually going to be into that? I know I'm not. So, they really need to say things about pricing, how it's actually going to work, and maybe have a demo show us how to use it as well.
Yeah, because questions have been asked about these used games and DRM, and they've just not been able to answer them. So
it's like they've dodged the subject every time that they've mentioned it.
Yeah, they need to either say none of that's true, or they need to actually say why it's true and how it works.
Yeah, they'll probably leave that to the end, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Here's all our good stuff, and here's the bad stuff at the end.
At the last few E3s, I felt Microsoft's conferences have been the worst. So this year they really need to pick it up, and hopefully if they do everything like we've just mentioned, then they will.
The whole game side of it is got to be the main talking point. If they don't have really good games to show, then the Sony conference is going to beat them hands down. So we'll have to see how it pans out.
Like, they can't be stupid. They can't, like, they don't want to waste their time by having a celebrity on the stage singing or a kid's game being shown. Like, the kids' games, they shouldn't be shown at E3 because the wrong audience is seeing it. Like, kids are not going to be watching E3, so they don't need to show that.
There might be parents watching it. I mean,
yeah,
it's not so bad if you're showing one like game, but don't show like a whole demo of it. Just show the game.
Yeah, the best place to show that is through TV though. Like,
TV.
Yeah, see, they like their TV, so whether they just leave it for adverts and things like that, but it just needs to be like very hardcore. The showing, like, not too much cheese.
And obviously, the thing that Microsoft have to mention is the price and the release date of the Xbox One. That is the main talking point, because obviously Sony haven't announced theirs yet, and they're expected to do it as well. So hopefully they mention a decent price, not overpriced. Same for games as well. They have to mention prices of games and a release date. Obviously it's coming out this year, but we want a more exact release date for it. So hopefully they do that.
The listing the price on Amazon have just been ridiculous.
Even though those prices are placeholders, if the console was that much, I don't think I would pay that much money towards it.
No.
Especially with me already pre-ordering the PS4. Be a lot of money to shell out for it.
So if Microsoft do all that, it'd be a good show. Good show, sir. Don't you agree?
Good show, yes.
Jolly good show. Let's go on to the next conference. Mwah!
So we are going to move on to the next conference, which is EA. And obviously EA have some amazing titles coming up that people are going to be interested in. One of the biggest titles coming up is Battlefield 4. So what do we expect to see for Battlefield 4?
Well, hopefully a big change from Battlefield 3, seeing as, it's so close to that game. It has to show massive scale. Like, I've heard that it's got underwater this time, so submarines and stuff. There's actual boat, which I've heard, sea combat. They just need to show, like, why you should buy this, because Battlefield 3 is an amazing game, so what's so different about Battlefield 4 to bring it out so soon? It can't just be a graphic improvement. They have to... I know they're going to show the multiplayer. Is it even bigger than Battlefield 3?
Obviously, Battlefield 3 was a huge hit, and, millions of people still play the game right now. So, with Battlefield 4 being released so close to it, we're expecting quite a lot from it. It's graphic-wise, obviously... They're releasing the new engine as well, so obviously it's going to look amazing. But we want to see gameplay footage, we want to see multiplayer footage as well. We want to see how the new battle log works with it as well. There's quite a lot of anticipation around Battlefield 4, so hopefully they do show quite a lot on that.
What I really want to see from EA is announcement of what they're doing about the Star Wars games. Like, I know it's so early that they probably haven't done much on it yet, but I'd love to know, like, the names of the titles, if it is actually Battlefront, or even what they're doing with Star Wars 13. Are they even, like, continuing that?
Yeah, I mean, if everyone remembers, like, Battlefront and Battlefront 2 on the PS2 or the PSP or anything like that, they were amazing games. You can just imagine Battlefront 3 having, like, flying through... Imagine playing on Battlefield 3 and you're flying a jet. Imagine shooting lasers out of that jet in space. That's what I imagine it's going to look like, basically.
Yeah, and we know that already that DICE is, like, one of the ones involved in the Star Wars games.
Yeah, so
please, Battlefront.
It's going to be an amazing game. Even though they haven't even announced it officially, I know it's going to be an amazing game.
I have a feeling we won't hear anything about the Star Wars games because it's just too early, but it would be great if they could just say something.
One of the next games to talk about is Mirror's Edge 2. That's quite a big one, because Mirror's Edge That was a great game. It's been a
I love
while
that game.
since it has been a while since that game come out. But if they announce a second game, there are quite a few expectations of what it could be. So possibly an open world game that would be really good, and maybe
There's a lot of demand for it.
yeah, maybe something else on the character development side as well. Because obviously you've got Faith, who was the main character in the first one. So maybe there's something else going on. I don't know, with family or corruption or something with the government, something like that.
Yeah. Apparently, the team developing Mirror's Edge 2 is a very small team, so this game could be a like arcade or PlayStation Network game, but I'm not sure. Which is fine, because I don't really want them to like add a multiplayer feature if it's not going to be any good, and the game doesn't need to be too big.
I quite like the way our Mirror's Edge 1 worked, to be honest. How they had like leaderboards for completing levels at certain times
Yeah.
and things like that. I liked how that worked. That was really good. But hopefully I would like some sort of kind of multiplayer to go into it as well.
Yeah, maybe like
I'm
a
not sure.
versus.
I'm not sure how they could actually do it, but I would like to see some sort of multiplayer for it.
Or you have to like run through the levels together and like try and hinder the other person.
Yeah, you have to help
Like-
the other person to get through the level.
No, hinder them. Make it harder
worse.
for them. Like punch them as you run next to them and push them into objects and stuff.
Yeah, that'd
Be like
pretty
Road Rash.
good. Road Rash.
Yeah.
That's a good game, actually. I like Road Rash. Another game that could possibly be talked about is The Sims 4. Obviously, they've brought out plenty of Sims games ever since they brought out The Sims 1. Loads of add-on packs for it as well. Loads of expansion packs. Most recent one being like Katy Perry or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And,
They're going to announce The Sims 4 and 20 new expansion packs.
Yay!
Yay!
So all the wives and girlfriends out there, they're going to love that game.
Including Justin Bieber edition.
Oh, that's going to be great. That'd be brilliant. Moving swiftly on from the Sims 4, let's talk about Command and Conquer. I know you've mentioned something about Command and Conquer already.
Well, I know they've got Command & Conquer going, and apparently it was browser-based, but I've heard there is actual Generals game coming out. And they really need to revitalize this franchise because they've done such a poor job, like, recently, with Command & Conquer 4. They just need to bring it back to its roots and just bring back Command & Conquer make Command & Conquer be what people remembered.
Yeah. And something else to mention as well is the fact about sports games. In recent years, they have showed quite a lot on sports games, so like NFL and FIFA and things like that. But hopefully they can mention it. Don't get me wrong, they can mention it, but don't like go into really big details about it. Because obviously, when they bring out pretty much the same game every year, there's only a few new things that they can really mention on it. So
Yeah, like I'm fine with them showing like the graphical improvements. That's always good. But when they're going to show like their new tackling system in FIFA, then I don't know. I don't think that's worth it for a press conference.
I think the best ways to show these kind of things is for just trailers.
Yeah,
And maybe a developer talking about it in a video, not like on stage, wasting time over that. So
EA also have BioWare. We don't know what they're doing yet. Only Dragon Age at the moment. I know they have Star Wars to work on, the Old Republic MMO, which is not doing so good. But I don't think they'll have Mass Effect 4, but they could have a new IP, which would be interesting because they're quite a big studio, BioWare. So I'm sure if they're working on Dragon Age, they should be working on something else as well. Like the people working on Mass Effect have to be working on something, so we might see something from them.
Yep, sounds good. And just to top off the whole EA press conference, we're going to talk about the possibility of any new IPs as well.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if EA had some new stuff. Obviously they've got Battlefield 4 and all that kind of stuff, but if they had something new and fresh to show people, I think that would be
Like
really
Mirror's
good to
Edge
see.
was.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's something completely out of the blue, pretty much. So if they had something like that, that'd be great. It's always nice to have surprises at these things, so...
Yeah, surprises are the best.
Exactly. So moving on to the next press conference, we're going to talk about Ubisoft. Obviously, Ubisoft have loads of new stuff to talk about. Watch Dogs first, so let's talk Watch Dogs.
Well, Ubisoft had a great showing last year with like loads of games, and one of those games was Watch Dogs, and it just blew people away once they saw it because it's such a cool concept. and the gameplay, well, from what we've seen so far, just looks awesome, and the things you can do. You just want to play it. You want to play it. Let me play it.
It's one of them games that seems like really hyped for. So
Mm.
when they first showed it, it was really hyped, and that hype has just continued. Whereas if someone
Yeah.
shows a game, people lose interest in that game over time. But for this, it's just like I want to see it over and over again.
Yeah, I want to see more, and I want to see what the multiplayer as well, what
Yeah,
that
I'm
entails.
really excited to see more on this game, especially as one time they did show them playing the game on a PC, and that's what the PC graphics look like. If they could show that on next gen consoles, that'd be amazing.
Ubisoft also have Assassin's Creed 4 called Black Flag this time. I'm not too excited about this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from the third one, because the third one was awesome. I loved how they were moving away from, European
Yeah.
areas, and this one's just it's pirates, and what they've shown so far, I'm just not too excited. Probably because it doesn't look much different from the third one. So they've really got to show something
Well, I don't
that
know.
makes this unique from the others.
I really liked Assassin's Creed 3, and I like where this one's going. It's just I would like to see a little bit more gameplay on it first to actually decide on anything, because all they've really shown is trailers and bits and bobs here and there, but I want to see a lot more out of it. And they have announced things like they are bringing it out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, which is really good. And they've announced a couple of other things like novels and art books and things like that, special editions to come with the game as well, which is quite cool. So I think for one of their biggest franchises, they're doing a good job. But
Yeah,
we have to see
the
what kind
game
of story
will
they're
be
going to
good.
put into it.
I think the game will be good, but it's not exciting me this time.
I don't want to
Just-
spoil it or anything, but the way Assassin's Creed 3 ended, I'm interested to see where that's going to lead. Whether it's a brand new story or it's going to continue from that, I don't know, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
So another game that they have is Splinter Cell Blacklist. Obviously they've shown this before. They've shown some gameplay on it as well, some live gameplay videos, and it looks pretty good. I haven't really played a Splinter Cell game for a while, but what they did show off with this one is the use of Kinect. So they probably they probably still have the use of Kinect in there as well. So we'll have to see where that game leads. It does look like a really good game though.
yeah. Splinter Cell looks good. Not really sure what they can do else with it though. This time,
I mean,
they
yeah,
have to show a lot more.
with Splinter Cell, they have made quite a few of the games. It's like Call of Duty. Where do we go next with this franchise? It's like Splinter Cell. What are they going to do next? That's what people want to see. So we'll have to wait and see what they do with that.
Yeah, like is this game just single player only, or is it gonna have a big co-op component? Because if it's just single player, it's one of those games that you kind of like wait for.
Yeah,
I reckon.
I mean, co-op in recent years has been something that people love to see in games. It's like Left 4 Dead. It's like Sanctum. It's all co-op is something that people want to play because you can play with friends online. With two controllers at someone's house or something like that. And people like that stuff. And co-op is a really good portion of a game that people like to see. So
Yeah, the last one did have co-op, but I don't know. I don't know how good it was because I didn't really spend too much time in it.
I wouldn't really mind if it didn't have something like multiplayer in it, as long as it had co-op, because at least
Yeah.
it's some sort of gameplay with your friends, isn't it? So, one other game that Ubisoft has is The Crew, which is a racing game similar to Driver San Francisco, and apparently this game is open world. They haven't really said much on it yet, it's only recently been released, but that's one other game that Ubisoft may announce as well, so they might show some more stuff on that.
I have no idea what that game is. So,
I only recently read about it, so that's something they'll probably show maybe some footage on. I
The
think
Crew.
yeah, The Crew, yeah. It's a
Okay.
racing game similar to Driver San Francisco, which is it sounds interesting. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's quite a few driving games coming out this year as well. So you've got Gran Turismo 6, you've got Drive Club, those are on PS4. You've got Need for Speed as well. There might be a new Need for Speed. There's all sorts of driving games, so that's just going to be another one to add to the pile, really, isn't it?
Something else I think Ubisoft could do is, do you know the Zombie U game that was released on the Wii U?
Yes.
Well, hopefully they actually release that on the next gen consoles as well, like a new version, or maybe just Zombie U but improved for next gen. That'd be good because that game looked really good. But the fact that it was on Wii U and not got a Wii U was kind of a downer. I just think they should open it up to of the other consoles.
Yeah, I think that the whole thing about zombies as well. Zombies has been
Yeah, it's really big at the moment.
it's been around for quite a while, but it's still at the top of its game. And the interesting thing to see is where the whole genre with zombies is going to move towards. I like to see that.
Recently, Ubisoft brought a game from THQ, which was South Park. I think it was The Stick of Truth.
The Stick of Truth, yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
Which I am immensely looking forward to. Like, I just want to see more on that game. Like, actual gameplay walkthrough, which I don't think they've done yet. I don't think they did that last year. I think it was quite restrictive on what they were able to show. So everything this time they show a lot of it because it just looks so funny and it just looks like the TV show.
I think it's one of them games that a lot of people are just going to buy just for the hell of it.
South Park.
Do you know what I mean? It's just going to be on the shelf and people just go into a shop and think, yeah, I'll just buy that for a kick. They don't buy it because they particularly like it. They just like it because they want a kick out of the game. And that's what I think one of them games is going to do. It does look quite good though. They did get the developers on stage, I think it was last year, and they showed off a trailer of it, and it looked quite good. So,
Good pickup from Ubisoft, I think. I think it's going to be a good game.
I think they've definitely got a lot on their plate, so hopefully they deliver with all the good stuff. So
They're probably also going to show another Rayman game, probably for the Wii U or maybe the handholds, something like that, which they're doing at the moment. I don't think it's going to be 3D Rayman, but they're doing some good 2D ones at the moment. Hopefully Ubisoft don't show Just Dance 4 or 5, whatever number it's up to now, because they are just so many games of them. And we all know what they're going to be like, so hopefully they don't show that.
I think games like that, if they made a certain game and it was amazing and it was perfect the way it was, just release DLCs for it. I think that's the best way of doing it. There's no point releasing a brand new game. Just release, a DLC for it with like new songs and new dance moves and all that kind of stuff.
But why do they need to show it at E3? They don't. That is not a game we need to see at E3 press conference.
I'm almost positive they're going to show some sort of like Kinect demo, and that's going to be part of it probably. So
no, I don't want to see it.
Even though people say no, don't do this, no, don't do that, they're probably still going to do it. So.
And hopefully they don't show like people shooting each other with laser guns as well, because that was a bit embarrassing the one year.
Yeah.
I think.
Pew pew lasers.
But I think Ubisoft got a really strong showing this year again. Like last year was really strong as well, but this year it's just as good.
They've definitely got a lot on their plate, yeah.
Yeah, it could be better. They got Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, Rayman, South Park,
The Crew,
and then if they had another new IP within that as well, then my god, it's just even better. They would do so well. So Ubisoft looking good. I think they've got their act together because a few years ago they had some really stupid conferences that were just were not good to watch.
Right, so we're moving on to Sony now. Obviously, Sony and Microsoft, big competing brands this time at E3. So we're moving on to Sony, and we're going to start off with the main subject. Show us the console. Please show us the console.
They have to.
If they don't, I would think, what's going to happen? Is there no console? Yeah. Is it built into the controller this time? What's going on?
They should joke with us, we're not going to show you the console. Only joking.
We're going to leave it to the last time, isn't it?
They should here's a new console. It's like a PS3 with a piece of paper saying PS4 on it. That's a new console.
Gonna get a cardboard box like PS4 on it.
Yeah. We need to see the console.
The console is definitely the main bit to talk about.
Yeah.
Hopefully it looks better than the Xbox One. Obviously we've talked about this before, but it has to look really good. It has to be, a bit more compatible the way that you can lie it vertically, stand it up horizontally as well. It's got to look nice. It's got nice features. It's just the simple things that it's got to be, really good, like build quality as well.
But it's got to look like a PlayStation.
Exactly. It's got to have the logo on it. It's got to be really funky. Touchpads and all that kind of stuff. Nice.
Yeah, and nice segue there. Touchpad. Yeah, they need to show us games using the touchpad. I think, because we've not actually seen the touchpad in use with some of the games yet.
I like how we drifted onto that subject, actually. That's very good.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Well
Yeah.
done.
So, yeah, I mean, touchpads on the controller, there's so much that you can use for that. You could use from
What is
basic
there?
functionality
Yeah.
to like web browsing and things like that. And then you could use it for like RTS games and things like that. So I think there's quite a lot you can do with it.
Yeah, but is there enough space there? That little square.
I would say so. I don't think
I
you
don't
could
think.
like hold the controller with one hand and then use it as like gestures. So like pinch to zoom and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something you're going to quickly use though for about a second to do something quick. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be like the game's going to be just using that part of the controller.
Yeah.
You might press something to like launch a missile or something like that. But
You
I
might
don't
like
know. But
you might like swipe across the touchpad
yeah,
to do
to
something
chop a tree.
like change formations
Something.
on FIFA or something. I don't know. I don't know what they can actually do with it for games at the moment.
That's why we need to see. That's the whole point. Like they need to show us what
Change
that
gears on Gran
useful.
Turismo 5, 6.
Don't do what Microsoft did and spend too long on entertainment.
Yes, definitely.
Quickly say what you've got going and then move on. Like what I'd prefer to see is the interface of the new PlayStation, like how they've redesigned it
Yeah.
and how will it keep up with Xbox and Xbox Live?
I would love to see the PlayStation running in real time on stage. I think if they
Yeah,
showed that, that'd be really
I
good.
think it will. It will.
They could show us the interface, show us getting into a game, actually playing the game on the stage. Don't know what game it would be. It could be anything, but as long as they do that, I think that's a key selling point as well. So I think like one of the main features that I want to keep bringing up as well. Obviously, with Xbox, they are moving the achievements over to the new Xbox. But are they going to move trophies from the PS3 to the PS4? I would say they should. It's a simple thing to do.
Yeah.
Not in like easy terms, but in technical terms, it's easy. But they should. It's one of the things that you should do really, because with your profile, you have all your trophies and things like that. When they move it over to the PS4, it's all there. So it's just moving it over to a new platform, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, in the past, Sony's pacing of their shows have been a lot slower, and they talk a little bit too much for me. So hopefully this time they spend a lot more time just showing us content.
What I think one of the best ways to do it is just like do your talking on that kind of stuff, but have like a presentation behind you to show you actually what they're talking about. That's a good way of explaining.
Yeah.
Because people aren't just going to listen to you all the way through. They want to see something on a screen. And I think that's what a lot of people go by, so hopefully they do that.
What Sony are known for in their conferences is showing off loads of first-party games, and they really need to do that again this year, and I think they will. I think The Last Guardian is rumoured to be on show this time, and that game is so hyped. It's like for the last 5-6 years now, that game has been, rumoured at every E3, They've not really shown any gameplay of it. It's not a game I'm particularly looking forward to, but I know it is a big game for PlayStation and Microsoft. I don't think it's going to come to the Xbox. It's normally a PlayStation exclusive. They've also got that Beyond game is it Ellen Page?
Yes, it is.
Heavy Rain developer. That game looks really good. Like they showed some gameplay off a while ago, and it just I don't know. It just looks like. It looks very story driven and just very good.
What I absolutely love with games sometimes is when they put in big celebrities. So for that like game, you've got like Ellen Page, and you've got Willem Dafoe, and for like Mass Effect, for example, you've got Martin Sheen. You've got these massive celebrities that are in all sorts of games, and people don't actually notice it. It's like one example of True Crime, Streets of LA. They had Michelle Rodriguez, who was in like Battle LA and some really top movies like Fast and Furious. She's been in movies like that. I love it when they put big celebrities in games. That completely boosts the game for me.
But I think the celebrities are actually realising now that games is it's just as big as movies.
Exactly, yeah. It's like the exclusives. It can make just as much as money as a movie. So
it'd be awesome to see Chuck Norris in a video game.
I bet he's already done one. Done one. You Google it, I bet he's already been in one. Moving on anyway.
Yeah. They've also got Naughty Dog, The Last of Us, but that game's coming out, I think, very soon, so I don't think they show too much on that.
I was supposed to play that a few weeks ago. Really disappointed that I didn't.
Naughty Dog also have another game they're working on. They should show that at the Sony press conference. It'd be nice to see what that is. So looking forward to that. And I can't think of any first party games, but I know they normally have a lot of PlayStation, so hopefully they live up to that.
I think what Sony are more than likely going to do as well is show off a bit of Gran Turismo 6, and they're going to show off their new one, Drive Club, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to, more than likely, they're going to show them running on the PS4. That's what I'm expecting. Because last time they showed off Drive Club, they did show it off with actual PS4 footage. So hopefully they show that off. They didn't show off a lot. They didn't actually show off, proper gameplay or anything like that. But they said this is running on a PS4 engine. So let's see where that turns out.
Mm-hmm. We know the Sony have to really show off the Move, and we don't know if it's a new camera yet for the new console. So we need to find that out. And also, if they do show off the Move, really only show off hardcore games, because I don't want to see another sports game. We know what that's going to be like. We need to see something original that the Move does, that the Kinect doesn't.
Definitely, yes.
A shooter. Like, they've shown shooters in their trailers before. Why don't they actually make a shooter for the Move using the Move remote? So that'd be good.
Definitely, yeah. What Sony also need to have is some good third-party exclusives as well. Obviously, with every console, they need to have some decent exclusives on their consoles, and hopefully they have some decent ones to show off.
Yeah, because Microsoft always tend to have a lot more third-party exclusives on their consoles. But they've always got COD DLC first, which is annoying.
That's one of them timed exclusives that I really hate. With the DLCs, I hate it how they show off the DLC and say Xbox first, and then 1 month later PS3 and has it. It's just, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think it's fair. No, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it should be allowed. But it happens.
Unfortunately, yeah, it does happen. And the final thing that Sony have to mention is the price and the release date of the console. That is the most important thing, apart from showing the console, that we want to know. We want to know the price of the console, the release of the release date as well, and the price of the games, because obviously these are going to compete with the Xbox. So hopefully they're going to be, decent prices and not overpriced.
Yeah, hopefully the prices are not ridiculous. And what I think they should do, which would be a massive seller for the PlayStation,
I love this idea,
is bundle the Vita with the PlayStation. That would be so good, because I've not got a Vita, and because Vita has this whole remote play functionality with the PlayStation, it's so worth it. They fit so well together.
It does make sense to actually sell them together as a bundle. It completely makes sense. Yeah. And at the moment, you can pick up a pre-owned Vita for about £100. So if you obviously just have the PS4 by itself, but if you wanted to, you could choose to have a PS4 and Vita bundle, which would probably be another £150 or $150 or something like that. It is a really good idea. It makes sense.
And I think if you saw that bundle and then Microsoft just send their Xbox One on its own, I think it would be so competitive.
It's the ultimate bundle. It would be so good. You can imagine a PS4 with the Vita, PS4 games, and Vita games as well. That would be amazing.
Yeah, they could do that.
That is the perfect
bundle.
And
these what's that game that's called, that fighting game? All Stars. PlayStation All Stars. Yeah. That game has remote play for the PlayStation as well. So that game would work perfect with the bundle.
Exactly, fantastic. If they did that, that'd be, perfect. I'd even consider buying it. Depends on the price though. Don't want to overspend on these things. So that's all our press conferences covered. That's Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft and Sony. And we're going to be moving on with our final subject of the video, which is our most anticipated game and what game we want to see announced. So I'm going to let you go first, and what do you think is your most anticipated game?
Right. Well, this was really hard because there are loads of games I'm looking forward to. Huge
decision.
Yeah. And I could have picked Rome 2. I could have picked The Elder Scrolls Online, but I didn't. I have picked Call of Duty Ghost.
Oh, really? I was not expecting that.
I'm joking.
Oh my god, I was going to say.
I picked...
You've changed, man, you've changed.
I picked Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
which is a game made by the people who made The Witcher 2, and the concept of it looks awesome. I just want to see gameplay of it, and it sounds so good. Open world cyberpunk game.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, the question to you, Mr. Beeg, what is your most anticipated? I wonder what it could be.
Oh, I do wonder as well. Mine is probably going to be... It's not probably, it is. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Yes. Beautiful.
Oh my god, shock horror. I didn't know you were going to say that.
Obviously, Metal Gear is like one of them franchises that's been around for years. And Metal Gear Solid 5, when they first showed the gameplay trailer of that, I thought, I'm buying that. As soon as they even announced a 5, I already knew I was going to buy it. So this is definitely a game that I want to see more of. I'm excited to see some more of it. Especially where they're leading off with Ground Zeroes as well. I want to see that. And the fact that David Hayter might be coming back. Oh my god. There's so much going through my mind. I'm excited. So moving on to the game that we want to see announced. What game do you want to see announced?
Okay. I'm going to shock you with this one.
Probably are you.
It's Call of Duty Ghost 2.
What?
No, I'm only joking.
Gotta stop doing this.
No, the game I want to see announced is Fallout 4.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a pretty good one to choose. There's been some speculation over that one.
I would love that. Like, whole new engine, whole new graphics. Like, if it looked like Skyrim, oh my god. And then a new setting, yeah, it'd just be excellent. I want that.
That's a good choice, actually, because they have been speculating over that for a while, whether they're going to bring out a new one or not. So, sounds pretty good.
And yours?
I am going to go for one which is a little bit more obvious. I'm going for Battlefront 3, obviously, because
Okay.
I
Good
loved the
choice.
first two Battlefronts. They were brilliant. And obviously, because EA and DICE are going to be doing it, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a fantastic game. Definitely looking forward to that.
Well, if they are, yeah, if DICE are actually doing it.
Well, if they are, it's going to be amazing.
If that gets announced, the internet will go crazy.
The internet is going to go crazy. It's going to blow up. Servers will go down. Game websites will be destroyed. Don't think it'll go that far, but... We've just talked about our most anticipated game and what we want to see announced, but what do you, the audience, want to see? Let us know in the comment section below. We would love to see what ideas you can come up with, because we really struggled with some of the things that we thought of, so we'd love to see what you've got to think of. So let us know in the comments, that'd be very much appreciated.
I think this year's E3 is just going to be massive. It's so much bigger than the last few years just because of these new consoles coming into it, and there's so many games that could be announced or games that you just want to see. It's going to be excellent. I cannot wait for the next week.
This is going to be the biggest E3 of recent years. The whole fact with the next gen consoles being announced, and they're going to be showing them off and showing the demos and things like that. People are going to love that. Next gen consoles is something that is going to make this event even better than it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. It's going to be really good.
I thought it was going to happen last year, but it didn't. But
yeah, but a few
now we
people
have them.
said that it was going to happen last year, but yeah, I think it makes more sense if you wait a little bit longer. Then, you know, every 8, 9, 10 years, new console comes out. It makes sense, really. So thank you very much for watching. We're going to be watching the E3 press conferences, and we're going to see where we were right and where we were wrong. So please leave comments in the comment section below. Please like this video as well, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to as well. And that'd be very much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video gets you hyped for E3 just as much as we are. And we will see you next time.
Yes, we will. Thank you, folks. Goodbye.
Bye.